It's half term, and looking back, you might be feeling like you have dealt with a lot of parent issues. It might feel like every parent, or too many parents, are frustrated with something that you're doing at school. This is really emotionally wearing because you're working really hard for your pupils and for your community. And so when you feel bombarded, even attacked by so many parent issues, it can really take a toll on us. So at this point, I'd like to suggest you zoom out, because these parent issues are incredibly emotional, and our emotions amplify things and they stick to us. Emotions are incredibly sticky, but what they can do is they can dull down the data. So I'd like us to zoom out and turn up the volume on the data by getting two numbers. So firstly, how many parents or carers are there in your school? At the very least, there's one for every pupil. There may well be two, near enough two for every pupil. But that will give you a number. So, if you've got 400 pupils in your school, we're going to say you've got at least 400 parents. Now, how many have had issues with the school or been coming in and maybe complaining about things? 4? In which case that's 1%. To be 10%, it would have to be 40 out of 400. And this is a really useful number because it helps us keep perspective on those parent issues, which can feel all-consuming because they are so emotive. Another even nicer number you can pair this with is how many parents do you know absolutely adore your school? They love what you're doing, they love the teacher their child has got. Think of that number, because I suspect that number is a lot bigger. Yeah, maybe that is 40, 10%, maybe it's 80. Maybe you can think of classes where you think almost every parent is delighted. But think of that number as well. And again, this is just to zoom out and give some perspective on an issue which can often feel a lot bigger than it is because of the emotional content. Our brain naturally wants to find threats and deal with them. And unhappy people, unhappy parents are, for want of a better word, a threat. That's what our brain perceives. So it amplifies it. It makes it bigger. The solution to managing our emotions is often data. So getting these numbers can be really helpful for you and for your team. So perhaps when you're back in school, maybe get your team to think about this. Maybe you've got a teacher who's got some quite challenging parents, but again, put this in the context of the class. How many is it? Maybe put it in the context over the last few years. How frequently have they had persistent parent issues? What is that number? And how many are at that other end of the spectrum? If you found this video helpful, then make sure you're signed up to receive my weekly leadership tips. And remember, sharing is caring. So do share this with colleagues who would also find this useful. I'm Sonia Gill, founder and director of Heads Up, and we specialise in helping schools move from good to great by creating higher performing teams.